very active though.
You can bluff every hand.
Oh, I know.
Depending
I've
on your bankroll, it is definitely an option.
Your bankroll may dwindle as a result, but you will get you'll get some street credit.
I assure you, here at Red Star Social, there's no sign on the wall that says you can't bluff every hand. It is
it's encouraged
without a doubt allowed. Okay, so
and it's an investment into your future, of course, too. That's the way I look at it. Someone catches you bluffing once, they're going to call you again, and then you might have it, right?
Right.
And you make all the money back, maybe even more.
Is Neil, is Deuce to 7 is it your new favorite game, or where do you rank it in amongst your favorite games?
So about myself, I am definitely a Hold'em player. I played Hold'em for maybe 15 to 20 years. Seriously at times, not so seriously at times. But as of right now, I would definitely consider myself a Deuce to 7 specialist.
Okay.
I play this game probably 90% of my entire poker play nowadays.
All right, let's jump into the action here. It looks like Pip has a King 9-7-6-3. He's going to raise it up. That's going to be a one draw for him, right?
Exactly, yes. He's got so keep note of his suits as well. Like flushes are bad in this game.
Four hearts.
Yes. So
but he's going to discard the King of Hearts. He's fine on that.
Exactly
front.
Right. So in this case, he can discard one, knowing that he is not at risk of a flush. He has a very legitimate 9-7 draw with his hand.
Papa G is going to 3-bet him to 95 with it looks like a Pat Jack, right?
Yep. This is another
Jack 8,
convertible.
6-5-4.
Exactly right. He's got another convertible hand if he faces opponent.
But oh no, he might be in trouble. As seat 2,
yeah, Snag
Pat
10.
Has the 10-9-7-4 deuce. And do you 4-bet? He does 4-bet here to 225.
This is a very hard spot because
hard spot for George. For Papa G.
Papa G, no, it's a very straightforward call.
Oh, okay, it's hard for Snag, you're saying.
Yeah, because he's got a 10-9. That's not the greatest hand. He could already be drawing dead against a lot of hands if George already has, like, let's say a 9-high.
Okay, this is good because he's 4-bet it and then stands pat, and George is going to bet 130.
He got there. Wow. So we discussed convertible.
Okay. George did draw. Excuse me. Papa G did draw. That's a convertible.
Yeah, poor Snag.
He ditched the jack and got there with a deuce of clubs.
Exactly right. So George's perspective, he faced a 4-bet, then a pat, which is very strong action. He knows his jack high is no longer good. So he very smartly gets rid of the jack, and then he draws the best card he could possibly draw, the deuce. He now has an 8-6 against Snag's pat 10-9. Snag has checked it over, letting
this is
George
very
bluff.
interesting to me. And George is going to, it looks like he's going, he's going to bet 570.
He goes all in. So again, this is not an overbet. It's very,
but this is a spot where you're going to polarize and just pour it all in. Bet
your
as much
only
as you
size
can.
here should be all in. Yes, like your bluffs would take this size. Your value has to take the size as well to be balanced. That is what George does, and Snag does make the call, knowing that he beats all bluffs. He can beat if, let's say, George paired, if George decides to turn an ace or a king into a bluff, but that is obviously not the case here. Yeah, like these 4-bet pots get very, very complex very quickly. You have to make a on-the-fly read. Is your hand good? Is your hand
I can't tell. Is George indicating that he was sweating it out there? Is he congratulating himself?
I don't think George is the type to sweat very much.
George, I tell you, that was definitely that was a better play than I expected you to be capable of. All right.
He definitely played that one right.
Because I know you'll never watch this on YouTube, George. I'm going to say that I never suspected you to make every possible perfect play there. But also drawing the 2 of clubs is pretty fortunate.
That was probably the best play in that entire hand.
Drawing the 2 of clubs.
Draw the best card. You will do well in this game.
Yeah. Come down to Red Star Social and sign up for Neil's Draw the Perfect Card class.
I teach a class, yeah.
Yeah. Always just draw the deuce of clubs, ladies and gentlemen.